How's it going, Renegades? It's Coach Pat here. And last weekend, we had a chance to watch about 20 guys and gals throw down for their last Renegade Rowing League 2K of the season in preparation for Crash Bees. This is what went down. And we're lucky enough to have a chance to look at Mark. He's in the red shirt here in the foreground. And he's one of our high school Renegades. He's been training with us since last fall, getting stronger, getting faster. And things I like about Mark is he's nice and smooth. He keeps relatively level hands. And he's got a fairly simple stroke. Nothing crazy, too crazy going on. So areas that we're going to have him focus on and work on, just taking it back to the three skills I like to really coach is posture, control, and connection. He's got good control. He's got decent connection, but posture is definitely one skill that we all need to work on, no matter where we're at. And I'll show you what I mean. Up here at the catch, Mark's got this globally flexed trunk, which is not a bad thing. He's able to brace himself there and push and sort of maintain that curve. But then let's watch and see what happens in slow motion as he takes the drive. We'll pause it back at the finish. So we'll take it a little bit further, right about here. You've noticed that curve has sort of flattened out a bit. And not necessarily a bad thing because he was able to maintain it through mid-drive, but as he goes to finish here, Mark tends to lay back a little bit too far, and at this point in the stroke, as he comes into the finish, a lot of his weight is sort of falling down into the bottom of the boat here in this direction. Let's watch. We'll just keep those lines there. We'll watch one more stroke at 1/8 speed. And keep an eye on his posture, specifically how it changes. So you sort of see him falling down to the boat there. And so what's going to happen is if he allows his posture to change, then he might feel that load in his back, and we might lose some of the power we're getting from those legs or from those arms through the finish. So what we want to make sure he's doing is keeping his posture just rigid and firm, however he sets it. Ideally, we like it to be a little more upright, a little more neutral, but that's going to require some work on some mobility in the hips and the hamstrings and that thoracic spine. So number one for him is just to focus on sitting up a little bit more and getting a little bit better posture and not letting it change through the drive. He starts off pretty solid, but then towards the finish, he sort of allows that posture to change, and that's going to bring that loading to his back, and that's where he might feel it. And we also want to see him dumping that weight into the bow of the boat and essentially pushing the boat down into the water. At the finish here, we'd like to see him sitting a little more upright and strong. So right now he's there, and we'd like to see him probably more like here, so he's a little more balanced over his hips, because the second thing I'm going to ask him to work on is just how he's sitting on the seat. Right now, most of his weight is on the back side of his tailbone, and you can kind of see how he's just sitting back. If we watch how he recovers here, he sort of just stays back there on the back side of his tailbone. He doesn't quite get over his hips. Instead, he allows the middle of his back to sort of round or change. If we bring it back, so here's the finish. Watch his mid to lower back. All right, here's an example. You see it there, and then as he comes, that curve continues to change until he's back up here at the catch. And so that just that little bit of movement and change of position through his trunk and through his spine is going to start to cause problems, and also just force him to expend more energy than he needs to keep his posture and to keep it, especially through the third 500 as he starts to get tired. So we just want to work on maintaining that posture. Let's clear everything. Making sure he's sitting up on top of his sit bones versus on the back side of his seat. And then the third thing we're going to say is just watching the hands on the recovery. You'll notice as he finishes the stroke here, because he's sort of falling backwards and dumping down, he tends to go up and over his knees ever so slightly every now and then. So we want to just make sure we sit up a little bit taller. If he sits up about 5 more degrees and just stacks his posture at the finish instead of falling backwards, he'll be able to maintain better posture, not let it change. He'll be able to get over his sit bones and bounce over his hips a little bit more. And we won't see those hands sort of come up and over those knees. We'll be able to see them just go straight away. So one more time, hopefully you'll see it here. Let's see, hands kind of come in and they go up and over those knees ever so slightly. So, Mark, keep working on it. We'll keep hitting hard every day. And Crash Bees, here we come. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.